of mindfulness on children's snacking habits. And so it was very fun. And then we actually didn't meet in person until last summer when I went up to Dartmouth. And now this group, including Lillian, has started to develop a larger research project of 8 weeks intervention in parents and families with mindfulness practices from the Plum Village tradition. Okay, Diane, maybe we'll start with the sound of the bell.
Dear Thai, dear community, when Brother Phaplu started his Dharma talk, he said it was intimidating to speak in front of scientists from Harvard, Dartmouth, Brown, and other institutions. And I just want to say it's intimidating to speak in front of monastics from Deer Park, Magnolia Grove, Blue Cliff, and other institutions. But at the same time, I appreciate all of the smiles that I see in the audience. So over this last week, I've had the opportunity to speak to many young scientists, graduate students, postdocs, people working in science. And several of these young people have actually approached me and asked if they can be a scientist and be happy. That question really moved me. So what I said is, I don't know if you can be a scientist and be happy, but in my talk, I'll try to share things that have helped me and that are helping me, and ways that I hope to help scientists be happy. So that's my intention for today. So my path with mindfulness started with a smile. And some of you may have heard this story, but I'll tell it again. So I went back to my alma mater, the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, and I spoke in front of my professors. And it was very intimidating. And in the back of the hall was a woman who was standing there with this beatific smile. And it gave me so much confidence as I spoke that I actually belonged there. And I had something worthwhile to say. It really moved me tremendously. And after, you can all guess who it is, I'm sure. That's right. So it's Dr. Lillian Chung, the common thread of this retreat. And after, when we were having a reception after, she approached me, and I was speaking about multitasking, and she said, "You should study mindfulness." And I think that Vish said, when Lillian tells you to do something, you do it, right? So she said, "You're studying multitasking, and the opposite of multitasking is mindfulness. And you are mindful, I can tell." And I said, "Oh." And you know the story. Then she introduced me to Brother Phaplu, Dr. Orla O'Sullivan, and others, and we started this project together. And it's been a wonderful, wonderful joy. I can't tell you how surprising it was to go to a scientific meeting over Zoom and to leave the meeting more relaxed than when I started. And to go into a very safe space where I felt supported to pursue these meaningful projects and just be myself. So thank you, Lillian. Thank you, Brother Paplu. It's just been wonderful. Early on, this is about 2020, Brother Paplu shared the song, Breathing In, Breathing Out. And that song is so beautiful, and I can't say that I understood it completely when he first shared it, and I'm still, the last several years, I still find more and more meaning in that song. But when he first introduced it to me, I found myself singing it. When I felt unstable, when I felt sad or upset, I would sing it and it gave me comfort. And over these last few years, I've been reflecting on the song and how it actually possesses a lot of qualities and things that I want to help pass on to other young people. And also myself, I want to grow these qualities in myself to help us be scientists. So the song starts, breathing in, breathing out. I am blooming as a flower. I am fresh as the dew. And this freshness is so critical to what we do. So many people talk about burnout, feeling burnt out as a scientist. And I realized the wisdom in touching that freshness. And how do we do that? So I was invited to come here last year, and I came, and as Dr. Williams said, and other people have experienced, it was transformative. And I went back to my college, and I asked our biology department, can I teach a mindful physiology class? And they thought I made a typo too. Everybody thought I meant the physiology of mindfulness, where I would explain what mindfulness does to your body. But my intention was actually to teach physiology, but allow people to study it mindfully and touch the wonder that's contained within their own bodies, to touch that freshness of excitement. And so what I did was I started a class, and I would teach a little bit. I would teach, for instance, about the digestive system, and then we would practice mindful eating. And as they ate, I asked them to think about the food, where it's coming from, how it's incorporated into their bodies, just as we're all taught here. So I kind of, nicked it from this with the monastic's blessings. But, I also asked them, that food is becoming incorporated into your cells. So when is that food part of you? Is it part of you once it becomes a molecule, part of a molecule in your cell? Is it part of you once it passes your intestines into your blood? Is it part of you once it crosses your lips? Is it part of you already, even when you have the intention to eat it? And so through this class, and giving the students time to reflect, they could think about these things and feel some connection. It's hard as professors, we often have so much content to teach, and we kind of think that we can just cover the material, and that's the value we bring. But what I learned when I came here last year is creating the space to actually contemplate the material is so important and allows us to feel that wonder, the cosmos in our bodies that can help us stay fresh and excited. when the monastics came, 10 monastics came to Dartmouth last spring, Brother Phop Jung led a walking meditation through the library. He's a little devious. And of course the library, you wouldn't think 200 people walking through the library. I thought, is this okay? And I thought they'll know it was related to something that I helped organize. But they walked through the library mindfully, quietly. And my older son, who is now 18, he said he was so moved to walk in this library and feel the connection to all of this knowledge that has been accumulated over so much time. And he had never felt that he felt this excitement to go to college and learn and just grow from every person who had come before him. And I think as scientists, I always had the misimpression that they're these scientific geniuses that just pop up. Even like Newton, Einstein, I had this thought they were just born and they have these transformative ideas, but they came from nothing. But what I realized with this walking meditation is that they also learned from other people and continued this scientific evolution, like Brother Phop Jung was talking about, this evolution over time. And to me, that also brings freshness. This thought that as a person living here as a scientist, I'm just part of this process that keeps going. And it's exciting. It's exciting to feel that connection. The next part of the song goes, I am solid as a mountain. I am firm as the earth. About 5 or 6 years ago, I was having a bad day, maybe a bad week, month, I don't know. And I think I didn't get a grant that I applied for. I don't know, maybe a paper was rejected. And I just felt like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. And my daughter, who's 19, who's a sophomore in college, she said, give it a month. You don't have to decide right now if you're going to leave your whole career. Just wait a month and then decide. It's very nice to give birth to your own therapist. No. So I waited, even after a week it passed, something excited me, the feelings went away. And she's now was in her first week of school and she got COVID. And she had a math problem set, a physics problem set due. And she said, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can't get this problem set done, and then I can't be a physics major, and I can't be an engineer. I said, give it a week. You may feel differently. And then I texted her Brother Peace's song, It Won't Always Be This Way. I texted the lyrics, and I text very slowly with one thumb. So it took a while. But, the song, It Won't Always Be This Way. I am having stage fright. Won't always be this way. Won't you live, dear, another day? Give yourself one more honest chance. Life isn't stone, it's a flowing dance. So this thought that, as scientists, as people, we all go through hard times, and just to feel that it won't always be hard, that was very comforting to her, and it's very comforting to me. Another Brother Peace song that I listen to a lot is You Are Enough. And we've talked about phantom carrots. I realized on this retreat I have a phantom scientist that's like my nemesis. I have this idea, this perception of what a scientist is, and that perception is somebody who's so perfect, who doesn't make mistakes. My phantom scientist doesn't really sleep much, is always excited about everything they do, is confident speaking. And I always don't measure up to this person. And the other thing is this phantom scientist knows everything about everything. And so Brother Peace's song, you are enough just as you are. No matter what, you're going to heal those scars. You are a wave. You are so brave. I might have mixed it up. You listen to the song. I listen to that in the morning and I sing it. And I try to just take it in, that I'm enough how I am. I don't know everything, but I can try to figure out what I know and what I don't know. And I can ask questions. My phantom scientist is also very stoic, doesn't have emotions. I don't know where that idea came from. So the idea of actually having emotions, being someone who cares, was very scary as a scientist. And so I felt like I had to kind of push that down. And I think a lot of the young people who I've talked to have felt that too. Can I go into science if I feel things so deeply? And what I want to say is I hope so, because I think we need scientists who feel deeply, and we need to make that space for scientists who feel deeply. So then the next part of the song is that you're water reflecting what is real, what is true. And we've heard about, calming emotions so that we can look at data with an analytical mind. And that's very important. But I've also been reflecting on, in scientific progress, we also need to calm our emotions to see each other clearly. I have my narratives about people, myself, and I can go into a meeting and I can feel like somebody has bad intentions for me. I can feel that they don't want me to succeed. I can feel that we're competing. Or I can settle myself and realize a lot of that's from my own insecurities about myself. And maybe I want to be a scientist who collaborates and doesn't carry that feeling about others. A lot of people have come up and said very nice things about my son, Ezra, and how he shares a lot of kindness and love. And what I've been thinking about is he's really just reflecting the kindness and love that this community has given to him. When we went to Blue Cliff for the family retreat, he just felt so cared for, so appreciated, so seen. And then he started smiling and bowing to everybody else, and they started bowing, and it was a positive feedback loop. So he came here expecting that from the first day. And I've been thinking about, Ty wrote about how the object and the reflection are one. And that was hard for me to grasp. But with this idea of people showing him love and him reflecting that back, and then they show more, it made more sense to me. And my hope is to bring that to my interactions with my colleagues. So I don't have to wait for them to be kind to me or show me compassion. I can show them compassion and love. I can show my students compassion and love, and then they reflect it back to me. I can also show them that they're enough, that they are full of gifts, that they can be scientists and be emotional, and they can reflect it back to me, and it can be a positive feedback loop. So the song talks about having space. And I think that all of this, the part of me that was filled up with feelings of fatigue, feelings of worry, fear, isolation. They can be released with this practice, and I can feel space. And then I can have freedom. Freedom to explore and be creative. I can have freedom to feel that I'm worthy as I am. I can have freedom to show other people love and compassion, to support myself and to support other people. I can have this freedom to be happy as a scientist. Over there's a candle that says freedom in a smile. And I think back to that initial smile from Lillian, and that smile possessed all these things that I've been learning over these last few years. And I'm not saying that I'm there at all, but I can touch it once in a while. And sometimes when I touch it, I can hold it a little bit longer and longer. And so this practice has been so helpful to touch that freedom. And it started with a smile. And I do hope that we can all leave this retreat and create these spaces for ourselves and for those around us. If you're a professor, if you're a student, it doesn't matter. Whatever you're doing, if you're a scientist, it doesn't matter. We can all help each other find some of this freedom. So I'm hoping we can finish by singing together, breathing in, breathing out, and perhaps sing this for ourselves and also for all of those young scientists who were asking if they can be happy and a scientist. Oh, now I have to sing in front of Okay. It's okay. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. I am blooming as a flower. I am fresh as the dew. I am solid as a mountain. I am firm as the earth. I am free. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. I am water reflecting what is real, what is true. And I feel there is space deep inside of me. I am free, I am free, I am free.
Thank you so much, Diane.